Yogita, thank you for the wonderful session. And it was definitely very interactive because it's a topic that uh, requires interaction and engagement. And I could see the responses. There are some questions that I thought we can ask. Uh, so one is about what are the ways to save money? What are saving options to save towards goals? I think you answered that with investment. You broke it down with mutual funds and stock and gold. You said it's very volatile. We go to the next question. What's the purpose for credit cards and how can I use them responsibly?
Right. So now, ideally, if you ask me, as far as possible, we should not use credit cards because the rates that they charge are very, very high, 22 to 25%. Unless there is a rate-free period that they give us to repay the debt or the credit card dues, it should not be utilized at all. So suppose if you swipe the credit card once, from that day onwards, 22% applies. That kind of a credit card, if you have, try not to use it at all unless there is a big exigency facing you for which you don't have any other avenue and this is the last avenue. Second point, if there is this rate-free interest period that is allowed to you, even then, use only to the extent that you can pay out within the rate-free period. So suppose if you require, if you have a rate-free period of say 1 month. So I had a rate-free period when I was in UAE, I had a rate-free period of 30 days, right? And Citibank was a card that I was using. So they gave me a rate-free period of 30 days. I made all my payments with the credit card. And immediately, I mean, even 2, 3 days before the due date, I would make the payment. Now, what was happening here is that I was enjoying the credit period free of cost. Secondly, I was building a credit history, which means that other banks can view that credit history of mine, and then I can take loans at better rates and better, terms from other banks as well, because my credit history is extremely well, that I have utilized that credit card of say 15,000 dirhams in a month, and I have paid it back well within the due dates, right? So I got a rate-free period of that credit. I got a very good credit history for myself built. Third is what? That the credit card company, the Citibank itself, was offering a lot of other things with that credit card, because my history was so good. Credit history was so good that they would say, oh, you're so good, you take this free, jao, lelo. That kind of a thing. You shop at this and you get 1+1 free, and then so many things were there.
The rewards, the plus
The
points.
rewards were there, yes. So if
That
you have a credit, but don't go overboard. So I never would make the credit card payment to an extent where I will not be able to pay it within the credit period. That is rate free offered to me. So if it was 15,000, it was 15,000. It was never crossing that amount because maybe I was not able to pay beyond that, right? So that is how it should be used responsibly. It is
thank you.
not bad, but how you use it will define whether it is good or bad, actually.
In fact, so the reward points certain credit card companies gives, like we are able to make good use of it, like in a
Exactly.
year, like about 600 to 700 dirhams we are able to save. I use that to
Absolutely.
pay the utility bills.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
it does help. But make sure that you're not having means it should be within the rate free. If it is charging you 22% the day you swipe, then it is not worth it at all. It is not worth it.
totally agree. Now the next thing is about, like, see, mostly the women are dependent on some male relative. You also pointed out in your Mentimeter slides. So now, what skills and knowledge will help them free from this dependency? Would you be able to throw some light? What skills and knowledge do you think women should be having?
Sure, yeah. So speak about the market, read about a stock, speak about it with your husband, try and understand how much he knows about it. And what I said, if you would have seen, see, it is me comes first. When I mean, if I am able to demonstrate my capability of investing responsibly and having my investment goals set up, my financial goals in place, and my objectives in place, and I have a clear defined thinking about this entire topic, I am sure the spouse is going to help, right? Because he will also think that, oh my, she's let's give her the chance at least once. Right? So I would
Yes,
say, yes,
yes.
if you are interested, please prepare yourself. See, I'm saying that, we should not take anybody for granted for that matter when it comes to money matters, not even our spouse. Okay. If my spouse feels that I'm not handling money responsibly, I need to prove myself, right? I cannot take him for granted. How he can think he has to give me this money, I need to invest. No, 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 no. It is not going to work like that. I need to prove myself. I need to prove that I know, I have read, I have done my research, I have studied. And there are so many courses out there, small courses. Some are even free of cost, and some are at, throwaway prices for finance, for non-finance people, and finance for housewives. There are many courses online. Maybe do one of that course. Try taking interest in money matters, in finance. And I don't think anybody will stop you when you speak from that level of command in your subject. Nobody is going to stop you. Do they stop you from cooking any day in the kitchen?
Yeah.
No, they won't. Do they stop you from putting salt, 1 spoon salt or half spoon salt? They won't come in between because that's your matter, subject matter of expertise, right? Same is with finance. So I would say that if you are interested, don't stop yourself. It is only we who ourselves are stopping ourselves.
And also maybe they can open an account, stock market, investment account, and then there will be a lineup of people like relationship manager who they will trying to talk and helping them. I think this is the last question. Is about like no. Should we invest directly in mutual funds through the fund houses or go through brokers like Kavi, ICICI Direct? If women start investing, like so, should we just go through the fund houses like HDFC or Franklin
So
Template?
that again, it will depend. It will depend. So now, suppose if you're talking mutual funds, right? So there are many apps nowadays that allow us to invest directly through the apps. So definitely, it is convenient. It is convenient to use the fund houses or the apps, but definitely they will also charge some small amount of fees, right? But only thing is that you have to really weigh down how much is the charge, how much is he charging, how much is the other fund house charging. These kind of things maybe you can weigh and make that decision for yourself that, okay, this is convenient for me, and so I'm ready to spend that extra bit of amount, to start investing. The main point is uh, assessing the fund more than these brokerages and commissions. Of course, uh, if you add up, it is a lot. But if you see, it is a very minuscule of the amount that you will invest actually.
Yeah.
So you can take that decision basis what other benefits they are offering to you. If there are none, then might as well not use them. But if it is, you feel that, yeah, this is very convenient rather than me going and opening the account, demat account again and all of that, then it can be done through fund houses as well.
There is a whole lot of paperwork in opening demat account in India, isn't it?
Yes,
Because
yes.
I have tried a few times and I've still not been able to open. Because every time they will ask something more
You.
or some paper is not there. So the first time you go, they will ask something, and the second time you go, you're approaching someone else. Banking
Yeah,
has become a little difficult, of course, in India.
correct. Correct. So that's what. So convenience, so that you can term it as a convenience fee, the what the brokerage firms are charging you, you can call it as a convenience fee because they will do the entire paperwork for you, and they will give that readily on a platter for you so that you can just start investing.
I was able to open a demat account sitting from here for India online. I used to have an account, and because I converted to NRE and NRO, I was able sitting from here able to sign everything, and so it was of course a bit of a process, but yeah, everything online it was done. Just in case anyone is trying to do that, you can try contacting the
Which
Indian
bank?
ICICI Direct.
So
ICICI.
it depends upon which bank also.
Yeah, if
It
it is
is
a
not
PSU,
about just because I have a HDFC bank account and it's quite difficult. It's not so easy there. So the bank also matters. So it is better to mention that which bank that you did, so that
No,
if
it's not
anybody
about
wants
the
to do
bank. Like it is the see, bank, ICICI Bank and ICICI Direct are two different entities. I
Yeah, yeah.
opened ICICI Direct. That is
Yeah.
the
So that is what I'm saying. Wherever you're opening, wherever
Ah.
you're doing, that matters.
Hmm.
That area matters.
Yeah.
In
In
which
fact, even
country, wherever.
public sector banks of India,
Mm.
they are also like very slow, like Vasumati said. They are also very slow and very, very bureaucratic in opening these kind of accounts. So I'm sure you are facing challenges. That is part of it.
We will contact you directly, Yogi,
Sure.
for help.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yes, thank you, Gita. Over to you and Basu. Yeah.
There's so much to talk about finance and so much to understand. We can actually have many sessions. Today, in fact, directly we didn't ask any of our audience to ask the questions. But if
I
they
think
have,
I
please
was
put it in
asking a
the
lot of
chat and we
questions.
will collect it and, we'll try and answer that for sure. For sure, we would like to answer that. So we can even send you through, most of you are all, I'm hoping that you're on our contact list.
Well, there was an audience
And
question and we asked Basu. Like Janani asked a question, we asked that in between.
okay, all right. Thank you, Janani, for the question. And thank you, Yogita. It
Thank you so
was
much.
fun doing that, and it opened one door and we could see ourselves there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me and shifting it to a Saturday. And thanks once again for everyone to
Pleasure.
join on
Pleasure
a
is all
Saturday.
us.